Hey y'all, how's it going? I'm Joy, that is Steve, and this is the NFL predictions versus for week 13. Unlucky 13, lucky 13, whatever your superstition.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, the rest of our friends there, they think the number 13 is lucky or unlucky.
Well, personally, I have a bit of an issue with 13 from another series that I'm doing. That video just came out today over on STS's channel, and 13 is a big bad. It's big no. So I'm concerned for this week. But before we go ahead and talk about the mayhem that is sure to happen, how would you like to start our Week 12 recap?
Okay, why don't we start with the standings so far?
Alright, sounds like a plan. So, this week, the standings themselves didn't really change, but we do have something very, very exciting. John is still in first, 120 and 60 being his record. I am 3 games back with 117 and 63. Papa Agron is 115-65 in third. Steve here is 1 game back out of third at 114-66. Troll is all by himself in this little standings area with 108-72. Buff is right behind that with 103-77. And SDS finally did it. He is at 180. So he finally has 100 wins on the season. Congratulations, confetti, applause in the comment section. Welcome to the club, my dude.
Yeah.
And then Dino lost last week, so he dropped to 9-4 after a very hot start.
Yeah, poor bird.
Yeah, well, to be fair, like I was telling Steve, I kind of accidentally did a really good job scheduling his games, because I went and I made out all of the cards for him to choose before the season started. Let's just say that he and I disagree, and I'm scared.
Yeah.
But now that we have our standings done, we have a lot to look over for Week 12. So where do you want to start?
Yeah. Let's start with your new thing there you like to introduce.
Ah, yes. Agron and I were talking about that the other day. So for this week, and maybe this week only, we have a disappointment of the week. To the shock of no one, it's the Bears and the Vikings game on Monday, because it was just one of the most pitiful, horrible, sad games to ever actually watch.
Sure.
The Bears won without even scoring a touchdown.
Yeah. How'd that happen?
Their defense. Their defense got 4 interceptions off of Josh Dobbs.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. This isn't exactly the first time that the Bears defense has come in clutch. Their defense is not the worst in the league, especially from a rushing perspective, but I didn't expect them to get so many takeaways through the air. So that was really surprising to me, but also the fact that they don't have any offense that can take advantage of the good things that their defense is doing, really disappointing, but at the same time, very happy for me.
Yeah.
So, let's just continue on with our disappointment train, shall we? And let's discuss our regret.
Okay. With me there, mine is going with Arizona there when I should have went with the Rams there. I'm sure that'd be Dino's regret of the week as well.
Yeah. Yeah, he
I thought Kyler Murray was coming out of the shell there and trying to win the whole pile of games there at home.
I mean, yeah, I do think they're still going to try to angle for at least a top 5, maybe top 3 pick, potentially in the draft, but top 5 at the very least, because they do want to try to rebuild for going forward. But yeah, that was definitely a decent game. Rams took that one 37-14 in Arizona, so to win on the road is also very good.
Exactly.
My regret of the week is actually going to be kind of surprising for you guys, I think.
Yeah.
My regret is going with the Lions on Thanksgiving.
Ooh.
Because history tells me not to, right? And I didn't listen to my history. I didn't listen to myself. I knew that this was a trap going in. I knew that facing the golden team of the division on the holiday that Detroit never wins was never going to go well. But I chose to believe. And I've said this before, but that's one of the things that you can never do as a lifelong fan of a quote-unquote bad team, is to believe and to have hope. Because once you start believing, things tend to go wrong. So that was my personal regret. There were other losses that I had, but that was the one that like kind of stuck with me, because I would have been completely alone in that. And it would have been a really, really good 6v1 game for me. So we'll see how the rest of the season goes. All I know is I'm a little concerned. But okay, so now that we have our regrets done, why don't we go ahead and do the game of the week and completely flip it over to something more positive?
I bet you you and I are going to be in agreement on what the game of the week truly was.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's the Eagles beating the Bills in overtime. That was a exciting game to watch there, especially
it
that
really
overtime.
Was. Yeah, I will say I didn't like the refs being involved again. It seems to happen every single week for one reason or another, one game or another. It gets decided by some kind of shenanigans. But poor Buffalo losing another heartbreaker in overtime. But yeah, it was definitely game of the week. What one surprised you the most, though?
You already said it has a regret of the week there. So obviously the Packers there coming out on Thanksgiving there and beating the Lions there.
Yeah, we can have that be a surprise as well. Like for me, it wasn't like truly surprising. I will say though, I do think that the fix was kind of in early, not like directly or anything, but there was this fake quote that came out from Amon-Ra where it got circulated that he said during his press conference that he can't name a single player on Green Bay's defense.
True.
And I think that helped kind of fuel Green Bay to
come out play 100%.
Yeah, they played with a bit of a chip on their shoulder, so, and it even was proven because they said to ask 14 if they know our name now. So, like, that was definitely their motivation to go at him. Now Detroit did almost have a bit of a comeback in that game, just like they did against Chicago, but unfortunately there wasn't enough time to actually pull that off. Jared Goff didn't play well early, so he needs to fix those mistakes. Dan Campbell made some bonehead Dan Campbell aggression decisions like he always does, which he also needs to learn how to fix. But that aside, I don't know. I think it's going to be an interesting end to the season, one way or the other. For me, I'm going to have my shock be the Patriots and the Giants.
Yeah.
This was actually kind of a runner-up for me on the disappointment of the week.
True.
Because this rivalry used to be something. Like I said last week, like it used to be good to actually watch.
When the quarterbacks were Tom Brady and Eli Manning.
Right, and now we have Mac Jones replaced by Bailey Zappi and Tommy DeVito.
Yeah.
It's just really disappointing to see the state of those two teams right now. I was very disappointed and surprised that New England managed only 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
Poor Belichick.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be there next year, one way or the other. I think he's going to either call it a career or he's going to walk away on his own terms and go somewhere else. Maybe the Chargers, maybe Carolina, now that they're more opened up, and it'd be a good challenge for him.
True. If that is unless somebody hires Harbaugh first from the University of Michigan.
I really hope that Harbaugh doesn't leave just to spite the NCAA.
Mm-hmm.
Because the NCAA has wanted him out since he got hired.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would just stay on forever just to spite them and just keep winning. Just keep beating Ohio State year after year, championship after championship, just to make that commissioner hand you the trophy would be so sweet. It'd be petty, but it'd be so sweet. I don't even follow college, but I am 100% Team Harbaugh on this one.
True. Especially with the allegations there of him stealing signs there.
Which wasn't even proven that he did anything. The investigation proved the opposite, and it was traced back to Ohio State. So this whole thing is just it's such a blemish on the sport. But anyway, it's not going to matter. They'll win this Saturday and shut everybody up for a second.
Sure.
So anyway, college football random rant out of the way. That's very new for me because I don't even follow college, but
sure.
Anyway, now we can turn the page over to week 13 if you are ready.
I'm ready to go, and this week we have a 6-pack of bye week teams there, including the 2 teams you mentioned in the disappointment one, the Bears and the Vikings. Plus we have the Baltimore Ravens, the Buffalo Bills, the Las Vegas Raiders, and the New York Giants.
Lord knows all of these teams actually needed that bye. Vikings need to get their stuff together, figure out what they're doing. The Bills as well, heal up a little bit, come back strong in the next week. So hopefully they can.
Yeah.
But as for the teams that are actually playing, we start off on Thursday with the Seahawks and Dallas.
Both teams there playing a week after their Thanksgiving Day games there. Obviously, Seattle come off that huge loss to the Niners there, and the Cowboys coming off that huge 40-pointer against the Commanders there, as I predicted it last week.
Yeah, they actually did put up a 40-burger for a change. 45-10. It was just embarrassing, and unfortunately, I believe that was part of what cost Jack Del Rio his job in Washington. Which, again, I don't really think that he himself was the problem, but what do I know? I'm not an owner. So, teams are going to do whatever they want.
Yeah, true. There, and that could cost Ron Rivera his job there.
Oh, 100%. He is not going to be here next year. But talk like that will be saved for Steve and I's Black Monday special coming up at the end of the season.
True. Yeah. So, obviously, this one's a no-brainer there. I'm going to take the Cowboys at home, but it's not going to be a 40-burger there. Maybe 28 points.
Yeah, I'll give them probably 30-32.
Okay.
I'm sorry, John, but yeah, no. I don't really see Seattle doing that great in this one. Dallas is just really strong right now.
Too strong.
Yeah. Well, that was easy. So next up, we might have a split on this one. I know that I split with some other people on this game, so we shall see. We have the Titans hosting the Colts in a divisional matchup, which are always crazy.
True. They're obviously the Titans are plummeting the earth there. I don't know what's wrong with King Henry there.
He finally did get some good touches last week. I think he rushed for 96 yards. They won 17-10. Now, it was Carolina. The fact that their defense let Carolina put up 10 is what's kind of concerning me going forward.
True.
We're going to have a Colts team that's actually fairly competent as opposed to Carolina.
Yeah, obviously they have the better quarterback in Gardner Minshew, so sorry, Joy, about that.
I mean, compared to Bryce Young, yes, most QBs would be better. But for me, the Colts overall are a more well-rounded and decent team. Defensively, I love their kicker. I think. If I'm getting him on a wrong team, my bad. But
Yeah.
love their kicker. Their defense is actually decent. And their run game is pretty good. Although, for this game, Jonathan Taylor is hurt and will not be playing, so we will have Zach Moss, not Zach Morris, playing for the Colts in this one. So, all of that being said, which running back are you taking?
Obviously, I'm going to take Moss there and take the Colts to beat the Titans.
All right.
Maybe it's the Colts one.
Oh, yeah. I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be a Steve special. Maybe even an overtime special. Okay. But I am in agreement. I'm taking the Colts over the Titans.
Yeah.
Just because their overall team is something that I trust more than Tennessee. I'm still starting Derrick Henry in my fantasy team because they did not lose to Carolina, although it was close and I was a little scared.
Yeah.
But they pulled it off, and so his position is safe. I think that he'll have a good game, but ultimately I think that the Titans' defense is going to let them down.
Sure.
All right, and now speaking of letdowns, we have the Patriots, who just are a weekly letdown, hosting the Chargers, who usually let me down. So, what a game.
Yeah, this one is going to be a disappointing game there. Obviously, with the Patriots, they're are a shell of their former selves there.
Yeah, I'm very, very disappointed in them, and I'm sad for Bill. Like, he honestly, I think, deserves better for all that he's done, but they just don't have the roster to back it up.
Sure. They should rebuild for next year.
Yeah, well, the entire team is going to have to be rebuilt if what happens, if what we think happens actually does come to fruition.
Sure.
Yeah, they're going to be needing to rebuild massively, and they might end up being last in the division for a year or two.
Could be there, yeah. And obviously, the Chargers, they're coming off a close loss to the Ravens there.
I was so sad. I wanted to be wrong. I really did. They lost 20-10, so it wasn't like a one score game or anything, but you know, they played very well, all things considered. Their defense kind of contained the Ravens' offense a little bit, which is good.
Yeah, exactly there. So I bet you will be in agreement and both take the Chargers?
100%. And if they somehow manage to Charger this, I don't know if I'll be able to forgive them for this one.
Yeah.
It was, this should be a no-brainer for y'all. Don't mess this up.
True.
Okay. This one is, sad. We have the Lions and the Saints. Down in Nolans, it is me versus my brother, Troll. Yeah,
I can't wait to hear Troll's pick for that game there. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, yeah. I had to type up all of his picks. Yeah, it's going to be a fun reading all of that. So.
Yeah. Obviously, with the Saints there, I don't know what's wrong with Derek Carr there.
You know, I'm not entirely sure. Maybe he's not really 100% from all of the injuries that he's been having.
Yeah, or his back and the concussions and.
Didn't he have like a shoulder injury too? Yeah, he had like an AC joint injury as well.
It's like playing an operation there.
Yeah, man's like a walking cast sometimes, and it's just really sad. But I think it's kind of a combination of that and the fact that it's his first year there. So maybe he hasn't had time to build up the proper chemistry with his offense.
True.
And the offense being kind of dinged up every now and then as well. Not exactly helpful, but yeah, I'm expecting it to be a good game, regardless. Yeah. It is also the Jamal Williams versus Detroit game that I've been expecting all year.
True. Yeah, and obviously St. Brown needs to a rebound game there after huge disappointment against the Packers there.
Yeah, it was a rare under 100-yard game for Mr. St. Brown. He went 9 for 11 with 95 yards. So, not great. For you fantasy nuts out there, he had 18.5 points to Jared Goff having 18-18. For comparison, Keenan Allen in the losing effort for the Chargers had 22-60 with a 106-yard game and a fumble that he lost. So, yeah, Amon-Ra needs to bounce back a little bit here.
Sure. But for me, this game's going to be close. I'm going to go with my 3-point or less scenario for this one, and I'll take the Lions on the road to beat the Saints.
Oh, boy. You know, I would think that us agreeing would be helpful for me, but it actually doesn't.
Uh-oh.
We agree, of course, but, like, the fact that kind of people are believing in Detroit, not good. As a Detroit fan, not a good time. So we agree, and hopefully it'll go well. I do think that you're right. It's going to be a fairly close game. It shouldn't be a close game because the offenses are completely off. Like, one is a lot more high-powered than the other. But something tells me that the Saints are going to have a really good offensive day just because they can. So I'm concerned. But I will say the most concerning game for me this week is this next one.
Okay.
Where we have my other Bane, the Atlanta Falcons, and the Jets in Jersey. So I'm really curious what you're going to say about this.
The Falcons, they're coming off that huge win against the Saints, as we discussed there.
Yeah, they won, I believe it was 24-15.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they ever actually didn't have a lead. I was watching the little ticker at the bottom of the screen while I was watching other games, and I'm like, this isn't going my way.
No.
Oh, no.
Apparently not there.
Yeah.
And obviously with the Jets, they're coming off that huge loss to the Dolphins, but I heard Tim Boyle did okay, I guess, there.
You know, everyone's going to say that Tim Boyle did okay because he was Aaron Rodgers' pick. But he really didn't. In my opinion, he didn't perform really any better than Wilson had been. So I understand the love affair because of the man. I get it. But it's just disappointing to see.
The question is, can Boyle hold down the ship? Because there's rumors in 3 weeks there we may possibly see the return of Aaron Rodgers there.
Yeah, that's what I was hearing as well. He's already back at practice and throwing and all that, which is kind of funny for an Achilles tear. That's typically something that you're out an entire season for. So I guess he's just some kind of superhuman who's biologically built different.
$6 million man there.
Yeah, or, $50 million man based on his contract, but still.
Yeah, I was thinking that old TV show there.
Yeah, I know. There. Yeah. Lee Majors, I think?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good show. I like that one. Personally, I like to think of Aaron Rodgers as a 75-second man, but that's just me.
Yeah, but for me, this one that's going to be a tough one to call there, and I'm going to take the Jets at home to beat the Falcons.
Oh, God dang it! Okay. I really needed you to agree with me. I took the Falcons.
Got our first split?
Yeah, we do. I went with the Falcons. Arthur Smith. I know you're not listening because I'm a very small channel here, but I need you to play Bijan. Like a lot, please. Just play Bijan. Let him do Bijan things. I need that. I think that they're the better team, though. Like, I know that the Jets' defense is legit, but I do think that overall, Atlanta's more well-balanced. And so, that was my logic. I know that I went with both of my Banes this week, and that usually spells disaster, but I decided to go game by game.
Okay.
So, I'm concerned now, but I'm sure it's fine.
Okay.
Next up is another concerning one based on some news that I got. We have the Cardinals and the Steelers, who I was informed earlier by Dad that Kenny Pickett possibly turned his ankle, and so we're not sure if it's going to be him or the Mitch. And if it's the Mitch, I'm mad.
You're in trouble.
I'm in trouble. And I'm mad.
Yeah, I didn't hear that there. So
I'm hoping that Kenny Pickett plays. All I'm saying is that there's a possibility that he might not, and I will be a little bit peeved if he does not.
True. The question is, hopefully their offense will hold up there with their new offensive coordinator. Now they got rid of Matt Canada there. They can play the offense more freely.
Yeah, they actually did fairly good production-wise offensively last week, but they still only managed 16 points. So they did well, but they need to actually turn that production into scores. That'd be very helpful, even if they're just threes. The Bears proved last week that you can win with a good defense and field goals. So all you have to do is remember to take the points.
Yeah. And obviously Arizona was my huge disappointment. I really wanted them to win last week against the Rams there. Thank you, Kyler Murray, for making the disappointment of me.
Yep. Good job, Murray.
And not only me, but Dino as well.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if Dino's going to ever learn his lesson with Arizona, but I mean, he was very decisive in that pick as well, and he went quick with it. He didn't even look at the Rams card. So,
so obviously, despite the news you just told me there, I'm still going to go with the Steelers to beat the Cardinals.
Yep, same, because I'm trusting TJ Watt and that defense, and I didn't hear that rumor until after I'd already made all of my picks, so great. Unfortunate, but yeah, I'm trusting Pittsburgh as well.
Yeah.
Alright, next up, a little bit of a no-brainer. We have the Dolphins and the Commanders.
Yeah, no-brainer there. You might as well say bye-bye to the Commanders.
Yeah, sorry, Sam Howell. I like you. Like, I think he's a really good QB.
Yeah.
But it's Miami.
True. They better be careful there. If their defense plays poorly, we might see a 40 burger on this, maybe more.
Yeah, possibly more, but I will say that I think that Washington is better at this current stage than Denver was at the 70-point game stage. Yeah. So I don't think we're going to see like a complete and total blowout like that. But yeah, it's not going to be pretty. But at the same time, I'm here for it.
Yeah.
All right, now this game though should be pretty. We have the Houston Strouds hosting the Denver Broncos. Your Denver Broncos, who have a current 5-game win streak.
True. They finally turned it around there. This game's obviously going to be a sleeper game of the week there because it could excite a lot of people watching it there.
Yeah, honestly, if you would have said in the first week that in week 13, Denver and Houston would not only be in the hunt for the playoffs coming up, but also be a sleeper for game of the week, nobody would have believed you.
True. Yeah. Obviously, C.J. Strouder there is putting up huge numbers, even though they lost last week to the Jags on a close field goal game.
I felt so bad for that kicker. You know, he went from never making a field goal past 50 to almost draining a 58-yarder.
Yeah.
He was like a foot off because it was right down the middle, perfectly straight. Just needed a little bit more distance, and he had that.
Yeah, exactly.
It was so close.
Yeah. And obviously, the Broncos there, we can thank Sean Payton for finally turning that team around.
Yeah. I mean, I knew it was going to take some time to actually get going, but he was going to get there eventually. I just didn't think it'd be this year. I thought they were going to go next year.
Yeah.
But kudos. You proved everybody wrong.
Hats off to him.
Yeah.
Yeah. This one's going to be my specialty 3-point or less game there, and I'm riding the Broncos bandwagon for one more week there, and they'll shock the Texans there.
Oh dear. Yeah, we split on this one as well.
Number two.
Yep, number 2. I'm taking Houston pretty much because I believe most people are taking Denver. And this is kind of a good coin flip kind of game where I can see either scenario happening, but primarily I really want Texans to get a good win here.
Yeah.
I think they deserve it after the heartbreak that they had in week 12.
Yeah.
And I can't really see Denver going 6 straight. It just doesn't math for me with this league. So that's my logic behind that, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Okay, next up we have an NFC South match. I was going to say battle, but not really. We have the Panthers and the BUCS.
Obviously, all the teams in the NFC South are really weak.
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah. But obviously, one of the teams are going to sneak into the playoffs by skin their teeth.
That is fascinating. But yeah, one of them has to. Somebody has to win the division. I don't really have any idea who that's going to be at this point. Right now, it would be Atlanta. But, I mean, who's to say? Like, New Orleans could still come out out of the blue here and win it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, once Derek Carr gets healthy there, then he might turn it around.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the rest of their schedule really looks like, but all I know is that Detroit, sadly for me, is kind of winnable. And so if you can do that, that's going to give you a lot of momentum going forward, taking down a high-powered team like that. So.
True. But for me, in this week game, I'm going to trust Baker Mayfield to handle the Panthers there and do the Bears a favor there, basically.
Yeah, I really hope that they don't, because I don't need the Bears getting any kind of favors. But I'm actually in agreement with you. I think given my choice, I would go with Mayfield and Evans over Bryce Young and whatever offense they have now.
Yeah, and whatever coaching the Panthers have after they fired Frank Reich.
Right, yeah. Now, I will say, if they're smart and they give the job to Jim Caldwell, 100% on y'all's side. I think that he would be perfect for you guys to turn it around, but I don't think he's going to get the job.
Yeah, I even heard rumors there Greg Olson wants to come out of the commentating booth and coach the Panthers there.
Can we just, not... You have no experience with coaching. And, at least get in as a positions coach first.
True. Obviously, look what happened with Jeff Saturday last year with the Colts.
Exactly. You had a game or two that was surprising. That they actually won with you, which was whoa. But then you just kind of blew up, So let's go for somebody that actually has some experience coaching, actually has had some winning records, has taken a bad team somewhere. Let's be smart.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, now we have the Rams coming off their really good win against a rival, hosting the Browns.
Yeah, obviously the Browns are starting to sink low once they lost Deshaun for the rest of the season there.
Boo.
Yeah, I know.
I would be okay with Cleveland right now in this game, but I'm not sure what the status is with Myles Garrett. I think he looks okay, but for some of that game last week, he wasn't even using his left arm.
True.
Which is scary, because he's like the core of your defense, and your defense is all you have.
Exactly. But I bet you we'll both be in agreement and take the Rams to beat the Browns.
We will, yeah. I'm not entirely sure what the Rams' offense is looking like either. I know that their running back came on strong last week, and that was really good to see. I think Cooper Kupp got hurt again.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not entirely positive. I didn't get into the injury reports. I didn't have a lot of time today to do that, but yeah, I'm trusting in Stafford.
Yeah.
Which is also kind of dangerous to do, but here we are.
Yeah.
Okay. Now it is time for the game of the week.
Here we go.
We have the San Francisco 49ers going to Philadelphia to take on the Eagles.
Yeah, this is my prediction for the NFC Championship game there.
I can see that, 100%.
Yeah, because these are two great teams there.
Yeah. Very strong offensively and defensively. It is going to be an amazing shootout game to watch.
Exactly there. Yeah, and obviously I like the Jalen Hurts there, the quarterback there, played a real strong game, especially leading the Eagles back to win it in overtime there.
Yeah, I will say, like, he had some mistakes early, I think for sure, but he definitely did play well when he had to, which is the markings of a good team. You find a way of winning, so
exactly.
Good on them. And then over on the other side, we've got Christian McCaffrey and Brock Purdy and Deebo Samuels and Brandon Ayuk and their defense, which is amazing with Chase Young and Nick Bosa. So
yeah, this one could be another close game there. I'm going to predict another 3-point or less one.
Yeah, I'm going to predict another overtime one.
Yeah, could be there. Should be fun to watch there. My pick is I'm going to go with the Eagles at home to beat the Niners.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
We split again. I'm taking
3.
Yep. It's another odd numbered split week. I hate that. But yeah, I'm going to trust in my boy Purdy and my boy CMC on the road, mainly just because I want Philadelphia to lose. It's not really... It's more of an emotional pick than a logical pick.
Yeah.
But I will say, what I really, really want to have happen in this game is that they tie. Because I would love chaos in the playoff push. And I think that would probably help Dallas a little bit. So that would be cool.
Yeah, it would.
But I think it'd be really funny.
Sure. So, are we going to hear from our resident bird there this week?
Yes, we are. Because San Francisco and Philadelphia is the bird pick of the week. I'm sorry to do this to him, but he's got another banger. For the 49ers and the Eagles this week. Really, really big matchups. So, who do you have? Ooh, you're taking the Eagles, huh? How unfortunate. It would appear as though we disagree again. Okay, bud. Well, thanks for your input. I hope you're wrong. Oh, look at that. That's such a pretty shot. Good boy. Okay. Enjoy yourself. Okay, and this one was incredibly decisive, and so much so that he loved his pick. He took the Eagles.
Ooh, smart bird.
Yeah, and if you can see by the photo, he really took the Eagles. He destroyed that card at every angle. So cool. Yeah, he and I disagree again, and I'm not entirely surprised, but we shall see if birds reign supreme, or if my favorites reign supreme.
True.
Now, moving on to a game that I really hope is going to fill my heart with joy. We have the Chiefs visiting Lambeau to take on the Packers.
Yeah, obviously both teams are coming off huge wins. They're, as we discussed earlier, the Packers, they're shocking the Lions there.
Yeah. Yep, they did.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. But I still like Jordan Love as a QB, even though he's underrated there.
You know, I'll give you that. I will say that he's underrated because he does perform decently well under pressure. More so than people give him the credit for, so I will definitely agree with you on that. Yeah. I unfortunately can't say that I like him because he's a Packer, but
yeah, sure.
Still.
Yeah, and obviously the Chiefs there coming off a win, but that was against the Raiders there.
Right, and early on the Raiders were actually playing very, very well against Kansas City. They were leading Kansas City, and then the wheels fell off.
Exactly.
So, yeah, it ended the way we expected.
True. But for me, I'm going to go with my upset of the week for this game, and I'm going to go with the Packers at home to beat the Chiefs.
Well, at least we have an even number of splits this week.
Okay.
That's helpful.
So you took the Chiefs.
I did, because FTP.
Yeah. So obviously you're a Swiftie fan there if Travis Kelce invites her to the game.
I'm an Andy Reid fan, thank you very much.
Okay.
He is a national treasure, and one of my spirit coaches. Alright, so next we have the final game of the week.
The Monday Nighter.
Yep. It's the kitty battle. We've got the Bengals limping their way over to Jacksonville to take on first place in the division Jaguars.
Yeah. My cat was purring you when you said that. Oh, kitty battle.
Nice.
Yeah.
At least some things are responsive to me. I appreciate that.
True. Yeah. Obviously, before Joe Burrow went down to injury, I would have said this could be a game of the week contender there.
Yeah, it would. Well, yeah, I don't think that it would have overtaken San Francisco and Philadelphia, but this definitely would have been one of the best games of the season.
True. But unfortunately for the Bengals, their backup plan there is obviously a huge disappointment. There.
I mean, yeah, so far. I don't really mind Jake Browning. I think that he's kind of slowly coming into his own. I mean, the week that he had to take over for Burrow, he never really threw an NFL pass before. And then the week after that, he kind of got his legs under him, played a little bit better. So I'm expecting steady progress out of him in the coming weeks. I don't expect them to win, but I'm expecting good progress out of the kid.
Yeah, who's to say there?
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully he can hold the fort till Burrow comes back next season there.
Hopefully. Yeah. I just don't want them to finish last in the division. That's all I ask.
True. But unfortunately this week they're taking on a better quarterback in Trevor Lawrence there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
coming off that huge win against Houston, as we discussed earlier. There.
Yeah, it was a really, really good win for them. Definitely kind of swayed things, not only in the division, but in the conference as well.
True.
So that was very crucial that they got that W.
True. And obviously for me there, I'm taking the Jags there to beat the Bengals there. And I'm sure my kitty would agree with it.
Yeah. Yeah, both of these go meow. But I think that the Jaguars growl is a little bit stronger right now. So I'm in agreement with you. Unfortunately for Cincinnati, I am also taking Jacksonville.
So
with
all our picks done there, shall we get on to see what our friends are picking this week?
Lord, yes, we do. I need a drink.
Yeah, gotta get ready for the first reading.
You know, having Troll be the lead, questionable decisions. I probably should have put him somewhere in the middle for my own sanity and voice, but I like this. So, Troll. He took the Cowboys. Ooh, that dress so scandalous. He took the Colts. And you know another, redacted, couldn't handle it. He took the Jets. So you shaking that thing like, who's the ish? He went with the Saints over my Lions. This makes sense. With a look in your eyes so devilish. He went with the Texans. You liked to dance all the hip-hop spots. He went with the Patriots. Big upset. And you cruise to crew like connect the dots. I think I want to read that one again. And you cruise to crew like connect the dots. He went with the Cardinals. Not just urban. She liked the pop. Went with the Commanders. Because she was living la vida loca. He took the Panthers over the BUCS. She had dumps like a truck. 49ers. Thighs like what? He took the Rams, saying, baby, move your butt. Packers. I think I'll sing it again. And then he took the Bengals, saying she had dumps like a truck. Thighs like what? All night long, let me see that thong.
Good way to read that.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't going to sing it. or rap it. Yeah. Although I could probably sing that song. I've heard it enough times. I could probably pull it off. But also, no. So next up, following the same musical trend apparently, we have Agron, who took the Cowboys over the Seahawks, just saying sorry, John. Took the Colts over the Titans. JT is out, but Moss is ready. Jets over the Falcons. They can fly higher. Lions over the Saints because it's time to bounce back. Texans over the Broncos. I just want to see the 5-game win streak end. Chargers over the Patriots. Let's make it happen. Steelers over the Cardinals because it seems legit. Dolphins over Commanders. Dolphin things. Bucks over the Panthers. While it would be hilarious to see them lose, I don't think it's happening. 49ers over the Eagles so the Cowboys can try to take the division. Rams over the Browns. A great defense, but no offense is hard to win with. Chiefs over the Packers, saying, your choice of music is interesting, Joy. Bon? Okay, so, context. I was listening to Shake Your Bon Bon by Ricky Martin.
Okay.
That song, and pretty much Ricky Martin in general, is in my cardio list. And I was trying to get myself geeked to actually do cardio, and it didn't work, but it's still one of those things that kind of gets me wanting to move. So, and it's not a guilty pleasure because I own it, but my musical taste is very diverse. We'll put it that way.
Sure.
And then he went with the Jaguars over the Bengals because kitty go meow.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have SDS, who took the Cowboys, saying good luck moving anything downfield, Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
He took the Titans, saying King Henry greater than Jester J. I assume Jester J is referring to Jonathan Taylor, because it's the only thing that makes sense to me. But also, joke's on you, he's not even playing. So. And then he took the Jets, saying bum QB fight. He took the Lions, just saying do not pick them, John, I swear to God. Now, I'll say one thing for that, though. I think the curse of John in the past couple of weeks hasn't been that he's gone with Detroit. It's been his reasonings for Detroit.
Yeah.
So, I don't mind him going with Detroit. Just don't mess up the reasons.
Sure.
He took the Broncos, saying F-U OSU. He took the Chargers, chokers versus crap. I'll take the chokers. Steelers, because you see what happens when you get rid of Canada. Good things. He took the Dolphins because the Commanders be bad. He took the BUCS, saying two things. One, I apologize for the early celebration. Can my team start winning again, football gods? Please. Two, John, do not pick us to win. I don't need your curse to infect my team too. He took the 49ers, saying that someone's got to beat the Eagles. It might as well be one of the best defenses in football. He went with the Browns over the Rams, saying that the defense is greater than Stafford.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. I'm skeptical of that pick for a completely different reason, but we'll get into that more privately. He took the Chiefs because the Packers are the definition of mid. And then he took the Jags because you're not winning anything with Jake Browning as QB. And now we have John.
Okay.
He took the Cowboys. He's going to do what I have done the last few years with the Lions during this bad stretch. So, for context on that one, the last few years, my strategy with Detroit has been to not pick them so that they can actually win. Because typically, I would go with Detroit and start believing in Detroit, and then they would lose. If I don't believe, it's kind of like when you don't watch an ad to make it go by faster. If I don't believe in them, then they can actually do well. So that's kind of what he's going to try to do.
Okay.
He went with the Titans, saying this will be fun. The Titans are 4-0 at home, and the Colts are 4-1 on the road.
Yep.
He went with the Chargers, just asking them not to charger. He took the Lions. They want me to say nothing for Lions games. I'll take that literally next week. But this week feels like it's going to be exactly how Joy versus Troll matches happened in the FAP League. Wacky game with no idea who will win. The FAP League was a Pokemon Showdown tournament league that I was in with Troll and Buff and Dean and a bunch of other really fun people that I really have enjoyed getting to know more. And yeah, the whole point of that league was just to be stupid and not be like super competitive. And so Troll and I fought a lot of really interesting matchups. So he's not wrong. And then he took the Jets, saying that their defense should carry them, or it's either going to be that or a 16-12 and the loss.
Yeah.
He took the Steelers, saying, wow, 400 yards of offense, but only 16 points. Not all too trusting yet, so prove your offense. He took the Steelers, he took the Texans, he took the Panthers, saying they don't have their number one pick, so they will still have an all-out effort, and the last time the Panthers fired their coach mid-season, they went 5-2 after So he took the Rams, saying it'll be a defensive game, but staff is still good. He took the 49ers, saying this will be a huge loss for the Eagles. And then he took the Chiefs and the Jags to round it off. And then finally we have Buff, who I will be full screening OBS to read because there's a lot here and I need to be actually able to see. Okay, so he went with the Cowboys, saying, I may not know a lot, but I do know that Dak is better than Geno. Geno is basically Daniel Jones, just not quite as expensive. PSA to all teams. Stop paying QBs for one good year of play. It never works.
Nope.
He took the Titans, saying that anything is possible. He took the Jets as well. To be honest, it doesn't matter who starts at QB, defense will rule the day. He took the Lions, but it would be funny if they lost, and I have family that are Lions fans, has to deal with the L. He took the Broncos. He's taking Denver's D, because we all know that Stroud is the best QB in this game. He took the Chargers because the Pats are buffing, which is bad until further notice, if y'all don't know. He took the Steelers, new OC, new me. He took the Dolphins, saying they be dolphinin'. He took the Panthers because the BUCS are the worst team in the NFC South. They just won a few lucky games. Nay, worst team in the NFC South. No. They are the worst team in all 4 major American sports via regular season. It must really chap SDS's cheeks, knowing that they have once again fallen to the depths of the worst. He went with the 49ers because, as SDS said all of last year about the Vikings, the Eagles are clearly fraudulent. They barely win games. No, seriously, look at their games. They're not that much different looking from the Vikings. It's almost like good teams win close games. This is what happens when you let stupid give takes. He took the Browns. It doesn't feel right nonetheless. And then his trademark boo. He took the Chiefs because the Packers are really just not good. And then he took the Jags. Bengals be bungling, and bungling be beaten on Mondays, and Mondays be boring, and boring be bungling. Nope, I messed up. Crap. There's one.
Take 2.
Yep. Buff and I have a wager on how many times I'm going to mess up. And then she took the Jags. Bengals be bungling, and bungling be beaten on Mondays, and Mondays be boring, and boring be bangling.
Sounds like a Dr. Seuss rhyme.
I did it. It only took me 2 tries. I did it. Never do that to me again, Buff. Please. Dear God, that was horrible. Anyway, so those are all of those picks out of the way. Anything you want to end off with before we get on out of here?
Obviously, good luck to all playing your fantasy leagues there, and obviously all teams are going to be scoreboard watching there with the playoff status there.
Yeah, it's going to be really tight. That is this far into the season, so like every game does kind of matter more, especially in the AFC, where that playoff picture is really, really close. Like there's so many teams who are in contention and in the hunt. The NFC is just kind of a mess right now, primarily because of the South, but I don't know. Who knows? Maybe one of those teams can rise.
Exactly.
But that being said, I'm going to get out of here and go eat and edit and the like. So check out the links down below for the usual stuff. Comment down your picks in the comments below. Let us know whose team you're on from a coaching perspective. And we'll catch you guys next week for week 14.
Thank you, everyone. See you next week.